So hello people, how you going? This is Glenn. I'm in a forest again, and as you can see, a beautiful forest. So when you come out to an Australian forest, you need to be careful. While there isn't many large animals like bears or tigers or lions, there's actually, you can get wild dogs. If you go up to a pack of kangaroos, which are pretty large, about as large as a human, they can actually hurt you. But you can also get a lot of things like this. Looks like probably a moss. Nah, it looks like more like a liverwort or something like that. So this is actually dry at the moment. When it actually gets wet, it would actually expand and would actually probably also breed as well, put spores. But there's quite a lot of it here. As you can see, there's lots of it on the ground. Beautiful. A lot of it's been kicked up. Some of it would have been because of the wind. Some of it would have been because of other animals coming past. And here, this is called a sundew. So you have these little oh, it looks like a flower. So these little talons, you can see this one has insects in it. Can you see? Let's have a look. Focus. Anyway, this has insects in it, and when the insects get into this, these will curl up and they will actually eat the insect. They'll absorb it, excrete an acid. And the actual soil here is actually, so you've got a piece of quartz. So this is quartz. So all this is granite, broken down granite. And the quartz, because it's very, very resistant to erosion, it actually stays as large clumps. Eventually it will erode, but it needs quite a long time. And a lot of the other minerals like plagioclase and the micas, they break down quite easily. A lot of them into clays. And we have a lot of our branches. So if you see in the background, it's actually quite bare. There's actually, there is some sundews, there's some grasses, but this hasn't actually been burnt in a while. I don't see any damage on the trees. As you can see here, that's actually not fire. So there's no fire damage on the trees. So the smaller shrubs find it hard to actually grow here, because they've been blocked from growing from the leaf litter, and they are not germinating. So if there's a fire, you'd actually see a lot of growth, probably up to me high, 2 meters. And so this forest is actually becoming impassable and you can't walk through it. But we do have a acacia over there. Acacia is a wattle, and this is just nice. You can hear the trees blowing in the wind. You can hear some birds and the cars over there. But because this is on a hill, so if you go down that way, that's going down. It's on a hill. It's actually very dry, and it's nutrient poor because the nutrients go downhill, and so does the water. And the soil is actually very thin. So these trees are not as tall. They might be 5 meters maximum. So 5 meters, yeah, very small. And so you actually probably wouldn't find koalas here if there's koalas in this forest, because the koalas would actually, they prefer trees that grow, that can get a lot of moisture. So when you come to a forest, you can find out a lot of things about the forest. You can find out what grows here. You can find out the geology. It's so awesome. So when you come to Australia, I recommend that you go to a forest wherever you are, as long as you take someone who knows what they're doing. Like, quite frankly, there is food here, apart from the birds and mammals. I don't know what plants you can eat. Now, I know there's eucalypts I cannot eat. The sundews I could probably eat. Probably with the flowers I can probably get nectar. But there's also tubers underground. So, didn't like this tree. This plant here. I'm not too sure what to do with this plant. I don't know if I could make it into a tea. I don't know if I could eat it. So, if you are going to go into the outback of Australia, you need to know what you can do with it. And I'm sadly lacking in that knowledge. I do know a little bit, but not enough. And here is some poo excrement. Looks like it's from a kangaroo. Because of the nature of this forest, I don't actually see any tracks, and this poo is actually probably a few weeks old. So yeah, I'm not too sure how long that kangaroo's been here, but there probably is a kangaroo around here somewhere. But kangaroos prefer to eat grasses, and they use this as protection. And here we have a flower. Beautiful, nice flower. Awesome. And this flower, well, you can actually probably use it for something. You can probably go down, and that probably has a root system. Maybe I have a tuber that you could eat. And there's this plant here. But as well, medium-sized plants are pretty rare. I'm not too sure what other food you can actually find here. So here's some granite. So that's the granite there. As you can see, it's broken down, lots of quartz. And that's generally what happens to this forest. So, I hope you like my little video on walking in Australian forest. And have a good one. And be careful, people, because you don't know where you're going to happen in a forest. And take other people with you. So, Glenn out. Hooroo.